Oh, okay.
Billy Graham had just come off of this long tour out preaching revivals all over across the United States. And when his plane landed at the airport, he got off the plane there and his chauffeur was getting ready to put him in the back seat, and Billy Graham looked at him and said, "You know, I've always rode in the back of these things, but I never have got to ride up front." And so his chauffeur looked at him and said, "Would you like to drive, Mr. Graham?" And he said, "Yes, sir, I believe I would." So Billy Graham got up in the front and the driver got back in the back. And so he got out on the interstate and boy, he opened it up and just really let it go, you know. Well, all of a sudden he saw blue lights swirling in the back windshield, and the state patrolman had pulled him over. Well, the little state patrolman walked up to the window and Billy Graham rolled down the window. The officer looked down at him and said, "Can I have your license and registration, please?" And Billy Graham handed them to him, and he took them and he walked back to his patrol car, and as soon as he got back there, he called into headquarters and got his lieutenant. And he said, "Lieutenant, I think I've made a big mistake." He said, "What did you do, son?" He said, "I pulled over somebody real important." He said, "Well, who did you pull over?" And so the little patrol officer said, "Well, it's somebody mighty important. Lieutenant, you just don't understand what I've done." And so the lieutenant said, "Well, did you pull over the governor?" And he said, "No, sir." And so the lieutenant said, "Please tell me you didn't pull over the president." And the little police officer said, "No, I didn't pull him over. It's somebody more important." And so the lieutenant said, "Well, son, who did you pull over?" And the little boy said, "Well, he's got Billy Graham as the driver, so it must be God."